What's going on, guys? Fies here today with a face shave. Today we'll be using First Line Shave's Razor Ruby, and for the first time, a Richman shaving brush. We'll talk about some of the stuff that we're using throughout the shave. I've got it lathered up here in my PAA Lather Bowl. Alright, so I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I've already got the ice cube on. And normally what I do is I lather on top of the layer of ice cube that I've put on, which is not how they tell you to use it in the directions, but I find it worked well for me, so I never changed it up. I mean, I've done it this way before, so sometimes I do it this way, but most of the time I just put the ice cube on and then lather on top. The ice cube goes on first while I build my lather, generally. Maybe it helps soften up the whiskers. Maybe it doesn't do anything for that. But I do like the ice cube. Not only for the menthol, but for the lather boosting, which I generally don't need. Or the extra slickness, because the soaps that I use are generally good quality. But, you know, a little bit of extra doesn't hurt. And today I've got my coffee with my Dog Dad mug that my wife got me for Christmas. So, very nice. Got a gingerbread flavored K-cup coffee in there. The razor we'll be using is the Stirling standard plate. And I purchased this off of Matt Fox on Facebook. And I got rid of mine last year because I'm a dummy, and they no longer make this, and I knew they were not going to make this anymore, but for some reason I sold it. So I had both the HA hyper aggressive and the standard plate. The hyper aggressive plate might have been too much for me. I did get great shaves with it, but it did lead to some irritation sometimes. I preferred the ST plate, so we'll see how it goes today. I haven't used this kind of razor in a few months now. So we'll go ahead and lather up. First time using a Richman brush, and first time using this knot. This is the Ultra Luxe Badger. And I've got to say, this is one of the most luxurious knots I think I've used. And my favorite knot of all time is the V12 Venturian that I've gotten from Grizzly Bay. I think Chisel and Hound is who supplies it. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But this knot is like a pillow. It's so soft. I think it's slightly gelled. So soft on the face. When I first saw it, it looks like it's set really low. So I was like, oh man, a lot of backbone. Not at all. It feels like a pillow. I got it in a trade from Cody Hills. I think is how you say his last name, Hilles. Hopefully he's okay with me giving him a shout out. He subscribed to our channel yesterday, so thanks for subscribing. But he gave me a great deal on it. We also traded razors in a different trade, and I got the Copper Alpha Outlaw, which I'll be using on the channel here shortly. But yeah, we got a great deal going on, and he's a good guy to work with. So yep, I appreciate it, Cody. All right, so I've got a brand new Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Strangelet blade in here. You definitely get blade feel with this. This is an aggressive razor. I mean, when Rod came out with these razors from Stirling, his goal was to create a razor that requires only one pass and get you a very close shave. Because he doesn't shave that often. So he wanted something efficient to get the job done in one swipe. Now, I'm a daily shaver, so most razors are going to be efficient enough for me to get a socially acceptable shave. That being said, I like to see how close of a shave and how smooth I can make my face. Plus, I've got coarse Middle Eastern hair. So I like sharp blades and aggressive razors. First pass was very good. Definitely some blade feel, but smooth nonetheless. Alright. So this scent is I think it's a dupe. It's an actual dupe, not inspired by, but it's an actual dupe of Enigma. Now, I did try doing some homework and to see what the scent notes are. And I've used this soap before on video, but I went to go see if I can get some scent notes. But since they no longer make this, it was limited release. I guess I took down the information, which I hate when companies do that, when artisans do that. They should have a section, and I'm sure it's because it takes up space on a website and programming, and it costs money to have a certain amount of space on the websites. I get that, but there should be a website. Maybe somebody in the community can make an app, or we can come together and create some kind of database where even limited release scents can be kept up with for their fragrances and scent notes, and all the data points that we care about, what base they came out in and things like that. But anyway, so it's based on Enigma cologne. Smells great. Scent strength is probably an 8 out of 10. It's pretty stout to my nose. When I first got it, I did not fall in love with it. And I got it when it originally released. Like, I waited for the drop. But the scent has grown on me. Now this design, the logo, was done by Chicana Designs. It's a beautiful artwork. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And so I'm glad I got it. I got the trifecta, so I'll be using the splash on camera. And after I clean up and change it to my clothes for the day, I'll use a cologne. Performance by First Line Shave is always good. They make some of my favorite scents, like the Weight and James. This PAA Platinum Strangelet is working really well on this razor. Smooth so far. I can shave on residual with this razor and this blade, which tells you slickness is good. I like to pull the lather out of my beard and just spread it around, so it's not just sitting in my beard and being wasted. Plus it makes my beard clean up later a little bit easier. But yeah, this brush is gorgeous. Like I said, I've never had a Richman brush from Richman, but this is actually a substantial handle. It fits perfectly in my hand. Usually the downside with a lot of these artisan brushes is the handle that they make, for some reason, tend to be a little bit smaller. I guess so it can fit in everybody's hands relatively easily, but I don't have giant hands by any means, and sometimes they're too small. But this is a little bit bigger than most handles that I've gotten from artisans, and it's fantastic. Let's get some more lather at the bowl. Yeah. So I highly recommend you look into a lot of these, or all of these products if you're interested. I'm not going to tell you to buy anything that you don't want to buy, but I generally have gotten to the point in my shaving that I only use stuff that I really like. So I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff, or I've sold or given away a lot of stuff. And yeah. All right. And I can definitely feel that menthol cooling from the ice cube. Let's go. I'm going to try against the grain on the neck. It's like putting butter on toast. You get so much feedback. It is smooth. I think the handle on this, they had 3 different options, and they're based out of, Stirling's based out of Texas. So all their handles were Texas City named. So one was Dallas, which I think is what this one is, I think. One was Fort Worth, and then the other one was something else, I don't remember. But they had 3 different kind of handles, and this one is probably my favorite looking one. Although GW Smallwood, or Garrett, he has one that's really interesting. It's short, and the knurling's on the bottom, and it's a little bit fatter on the bottom, and then it's really thin on the top. And at first I thought that was not good looking, or it wouldn't be functional. But every time I see him, oh, caught a bump right there. Every time I see him using it, I'm like, dang, that handle is really cool. I didn't even feel good in that bump. These blades are very smooth for me. And they only get smoother with time, in my experience. The more I shave with them, the smoother they get. Like I've got a bump right there I've been going over several times without any issue. I've got a trouble area here that goes in all different directions. So I kind of have to buff over that. All right. Alright, I'm going to rinse off and I'll be back with the post. Alright, and I'm back. So after I rinsed off, I put the alum blocks on my face. And I used the PAA with the dry dock system. Very, very minimal zinging. Not a lot though, so that's good. Very smooth shave. And we're going to finish off with the Razor Ruby Splash. And I haven't shaken it up yet, but you should be able to tell there's all this stuff floating around. Kind of cool. So shake it up really well. I like how it has the graduated color right there. Beautiful bottle, label, all that stuff. Scent's great. Again, strong scent strength, so you don't need a lot of this stuff. Very masculine cologne type scent. I love this. Again, I did not love it when I first got it. The more I use it, the more I love it. Now the colognes by First Line, they're EDPs. The EDPs by First Line Shave are strong. Like stronger than any other EDP I've used by an artisan. So a little goes a long way with those. Trust me, I've learned from experience. So, you know, don't use too many sprays. You'll stank up the place too much and people won't like you. So I did that a few weeks ago with the weight. I used one too much spritz on there and had to wash some of it off. So I'll use 1 or 2 spritz max with the First Line shaves and you'll smell it. It projects really well and you'll smell it all day. Even with just 1 spritz. Their aftershave is strong. It projects just by itself. So really their aftershave and their soaps and their colognes are really strongly scented. Probably 8 to 8.5. Maybe even 9 if you have a sensitive nose. But let's review. Today I used the Stirling standard plate with a brand new PAA Platinum Strangelet with the Razor Ruby by First Line Shave. It's the Razor Ruby Undead. They do have a regular Razor Ruby. I have not used that one, but this is the Undead version that came out around October or so. And we followed up with the alum block and the aftershave, and I'll use the cologne off camera. The brush was the Richman brush. There's the coin, and it's got the Ultra Luxe knot. Beautiful knot. Beautiful. So soft, pillow-like, slightly gelled. You can tell it's a little jelly. I think it feels like it is. Beautiful handle. So I really like this a lot. And we had it lathered up in the PAA Lather Bowl, complete with the dog lick mat. And I'll clean it out and stuff like I always do after every shave. Alright, so thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next time.